Hello, everybody. This is Michael Pucciarelli, creator of Still Life and Landscape, Michael Pucciarelli YouTube channel. And today I'll be talking about some new Photoshop tricks that I made, some new actions to help me edit my photographs better. And this photograph is a, white plexiglass experimentation I'm doing with, reflections. That's a nice iced tea. So I'm gonna make a screen a little bigger. So we got some actions, new actions I'm going to use. And the first one, it's called the Nolan effect. Basically, what this does, this is another nice way to clone, to clone layers. One thing a little bigger by pressing the French key, French brace key. So I'm going to make also sure you're on the right layer when you clone. And it's going to, so we can clone, it makes your clone, what needs to be cloned, magnified better. So that's one way, a tool that I've developed. I'm going to push F12. Another way to do this is to use the threshold layer. You can clone. I'm going to just Control Z. I'm going to push F12 to go back. So basically, I'm doing the threshold layer. So basically, another way to clone is use a threshold layer. So now what I want to do is I want to talk about another clipping tool that I created. So I'm going to run an action. I'm going to do F12 to start all over. I'm going to delete two brand new layers. I'm going to delete this layer. I'm going to run the action. I'm going to do a levels adjust clip. Right. Now, so basically, I'm going to disable this. I'm just creating I'm just doing this. This is all in the action. I'm pressing the Alt or the Option key, and when you drag the thing, press the Alt or the Option key. When the arrow changes, that's all in an action. I'm going to push F12 to start all over. I'm going to delete the clipping mask. I'm just clicking the, the non-mask section and clicking the delete button. I'm going to run this again. And what this does is this only affects the layer below it. So it's affecting this layer. I'm just selecting the selection. I'm going to use another similar tool with the saturation. Just want to affect the color a little. Got to match the colors better. The lightness. I can experiment with the colorize. So I'm going to push up 12 to start all over. Another way to do this and make my layers thing bigger. Okay. I'm going to select all the layers. I'm going to push this key. I'm going to push the shift key. So I'm just pushing the shift and click to select all. I'm going to do Control G for group. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a levels. Now, I'm affecting the whole group. I'm going to do the same thing with the saturation. It's affecting, or if you want, you can just do this. If you want to delete it, make sure you pick a non-mask and click delete. But if I just want, when I change the color, you can do that. So my new clipping actions work on a single layer or a group of layer. I'm going to push F12. Another new action that I created, it's called the gradient. So this is where I want to just lower the opacity about 30. I'm going to create like a cool shadow. You can work with dissolve, create a cool texture design. Want to work with overlay. Want to create like a shadow. I'm going to push F12. I'm going to start all over. Not going to save any changes. The F12 doesn't want to work right sometimes. Make the screen smaller. I'm clicking on my navigator where I can make screen bigger, smaller. Where I'm going to go, I'm going to click on the second layer, background copy layer. I'm going to click the shift key and I'm going to put down this. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to my actions. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to affect all the layers. We're not done. That's just the start. We still got some work to do. Maybe we could just lower the opacity down to, 30. Okay, a little shallow here. And think about the gradients. I can change the angle to -90. I can change it back. I could just click OK. And now I want to move this up to around 100 or now what if I were to change it? I can change it to the radio. Click OK. So I'm using a blend mode of overlay at opacity of 24. What if I want to change it to, dissolve? And suppose that I wanted to mask out this, I can do that. I always want to use a soft brush for all my still life and light painting photography. Now I can have like we can have a nice winter, effect. I'm just gonna do a little masking out because I want to make it's a snow pattern effect. I'm using dissolve at 24%. I suppose I want to increase the intense. Just by using opacity, and I'm using the gradients, clipping a group of layers. I'm going to push F12. Now I'm going to do the same thing again where I'm going to talk about all the tools I created again. Where if I just want to, clone stuff out, I'm going to push the brace key to make my thing smaller. I'm going to push the clone or the spot healing brush tool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push F12 to go back to the file. And also do it like this, where threshold, right? Suppose just another way to look at the photograph from a different point of view. I'm going to make remove my spot healing bigger by pressing one of the bracket keys, the French brace keys. I'm going to delete the layer by clicking on the non-mask, click the delete. I'm going to push F12, the start from the scrap, the start file. Now we're going to talk about the same actions again. We're going to do a quick levels adjust clip where it's a quick way, so this is our new layer. I would just do Alt and then press the click and you get a layer clip. And it's all done in an action. I'm going to push F12 to start all over. Now suppose I'm going to quickly select all layers by pressing Shift and then click. The Shift and click, I select all the layers that I want. I do Control G. It's a quick way to clear the group. And then click Levels. Now I'm affecting all the layers in the group. Now suppose that I wanted to make a brand new, suppose I wanted to make a selection. I like ovals. I'm going to do select inverse. Control Shift I or Command Shift I. I'm going to do Control Command J. I'm going to close this folder. So I'm going to do Control Click. This is what I'm about to affect with the layer clip mask. I'm going to just do Control Command D to deselect. I'm going to click on that. Because I'm affecting the outside. I'm selecting the select inverse area. And I'm going to do another one where I'm going to do the same thing, but only with the saturation. I'll do that again. I'll do Control F12. Again, I'm going to do an oval. I'm going to do Control Shift I or Command Shift I, depending what Apple or Mac you're using. I'm going to do Control or Command J. So this is the area outside the circle that I'm affecting. Now, I'm going to close this folder. I'm going to do the levels. I'm going to click on this. Okay. Then I'm going to do the saturation. I affect the color. And I could also do one clipping on top of another. I'm going to push F12. So now I'm going to do Shift, click, and the layers I want to select. So all these layers selected, Shift and click. I'm going to Control G. Now I'm going to do it also work on a group of layers. It also work on a group of selections. I'm going to push F12. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the radiant clip. Where is obviously it's not my finished work. So I have a nice shadow here, but we don't have to use the normal blend mode. You can use the soft blend mode. I got a little shadow, right? Little shadow. So what if I wanted to do dissolve? Okay. Suppose that, you know, those what I mask away, but I don't want to see. This could be a selection, or you can also have, a shape. Push up, fill the star all over. So I'm gonna delete my type signature. I'm gonna push the shift and then click because I want all those in a layer. Then I'm about to affect a group layer. I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to lower the opacity about a slight shadow here. And you could, I can make it 90. I could change the angle. I can change it to reflected. I can change it to radio. I click OK. I don't know. So now I could work with the scale. I'm going to push F12. Start from the beginning string. Just doing a clip mask where the only thing I'm doing is I'm going to delete this layer. I got a new layer, right? And I'm going to push the Alt key or the Option key. See how the arrow changes? Now it's just affecting this. And if I can do it, it could also affect groups. Push F12. So thank you for listening to this short tutorial on my new Photoshop tricks for, quicker editing. And if you like these videos, I have many more videos like this to help a still life for a landscape photographer out. Maybe consider liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thanks.